Hey there and good morning. It's Thursday morning and it's 10 degrees warmer than it was yesterday morning. Yesterday it was like I could see my breath. My toes were numb from my bike ride in the morning. But today I had a long run, and yesterday was hockey day, which means that hockey started yesterday. So there's a couple of games last night, one starting at 7:30, and I stayed up pretty late till about 10:45 and still had to wake up to get my hour and 45-minute run in this morning. I wasn't sure how it was gonna go, but I did it anyways. And to be honest, when I got to around the 4.2, about my halfway mark, I started seeing tracers and stars, so to speak, if you know what that's like looking into a light, and then when you look away, you could still see the imprint in your vision. It was an experience that I know it was probably close to passing out if I would have continued. So I took a little break on my turnaround. I walked a bit and knew that I had to get my gel packet and fuel in as soon as possible. So I ran back to Yokes, fueled up, got some water in me, and it was smooth sailing for the next 6 miles. I had never been able to keep my heart rate as low and run it as fast as pace as I did today. It felt great, and I don't know why, because the reason why I bring up not only hockey day, but also almost passing out, is because I had a couple of drinks last night, like I typically do during the late game of hockey day. So that being said, I don't know the reason why I all of a sudden broke through my mental negativity of this is terrible, this hurts, like sweating profusely, to almost no sweat, my heart rate really low, and me being able to push my pace with really feeling like my body was on autopilot. My legs were just moving to what my mind needed it to do without any pain or any suffering, which is weird because I usually like to push it, and on these runs I have to keep it in a zone 2 heart rate. So it worked out in my favor, and I had actually finished early, and so I had to do an extra loop around my neighborhood in order to get in the time that I was supposed to continue to run. So that was excellent. I felt so good, and then after that run, the rest of the morning went very smoothly. The girls were amazing. Georgia had a really big problem, but we ended up working through that because she had just a bad attitude. And let's see, this morning I was hearing in my mentoring, well, let's start with my universe talks. What they said is that don't make a decision until you're forced to decide. And what this means to me is that you need patience moving forward and wait until you actually need to make that decision. You don't have to buy that car. You don't have to make that move until you absolutely know you have to. I did this with my last job. Until I absolutely had to make a decision to move, that's when I did. But in my mentoring with Darren Hardy on his Darren Daily program, he was also saying things aren't always as they seem. So don't always judge, if you want to use the example of book by its cover, or a person by their outward appearance. So judge people by the way they want to be treated and the way that they act in a manner of kindness and love. So always give them the benefit of the doubt, and don't be so quick to negatively judge. The truth, or what's true, will come out in the end. So have that patience and be slow to make those decisions. That's what I learned today. And it's something that I hadn't actually learned before. I also shared on LinkedIn a story about a professor that was telling some really great advice that was basically, don't follow the herd. Everybody wants that great job, and everybody's filing in this funnel to get to these big corporations and climb the corporate ladder of stress, anxiety, and always having to look over your shoulder for the next person up and coming, waiting to have your job and send you packing. So find these smaller ponds and be a big fish in the smaller ponds, and do yourself some justice and make sure that you become the best possible whatever you're doing in that field, but start on a smaller pond, and then eventually you will escalate to where you need to be. So I know a little bit longer today, but a really good message, a couple of messages throughout this last 24 hours since I've done this last. And it's been good. So I hope that you're having a great day as well, and enjoy your Thursday. It's not what we say or do, but the way we assist in making you feel. You're going to remember. Thank you.